Today I'm going to show you how to plant in these Patio Pickers patio garden kit. It's actually a raised garden box. And I have before and after reviews for you. So here it is before. And I've been working on these for 2 months. These plants I planted 2 months ago. This cherry tomato here and this Heat Master tomato. I think this is more of a cherry. I can't remember what I actually planted here, but it's a Florida type of plant. It's got the thicker leaves so it doesn't wilt so fast in the heat. And I believe this is a Heat Master tomato. It's got a bigger tomato. These are small cherries. And then these I planted last week. Got some Georgia collards right there. Some microgreens, the broccoli sprouts. I planted last week in a bed that I've been using already. And some arugula, which I'm letting it bolt and go to seed right now, so I can collect and save the seeds for next year. On the microgreens, we eat those every couple of weeks and then we replant. I bought 3,000 broccoli seeds in bulk. And I'm seeing some ripe cherry tomatoes off of this. Well, they're almost there. Then I have some early wonder beets. Never grown beets before, so we'll see how those go. Some kale right there. And then ground cherries. I love ground cherries. They're one of my favorite fruits. So if you don't know what those are, give those a Google. And if you ever get a chance to try them, they are very good. I'm going to just put my cherry tomatoes right there for later. So today we're going to put together this Patio Pickers patio garden kit. And it's a self-watering raised bed garden box. So when you go to the store to buy this, I got mine at Lowe's. You can also get it online at Amazon. Both were at $40 per kit. And you're going to want to buy 1.5 cubic feet of potting mix. Now I hurt my back last week. Before I hurt it, I was using this, and now this is partially used so I can actually lift this brand. Yesterday I bought some smaller bags of Miracle Grow potting mix just because my back can't lift the heavy bags anymore, not until my back heals. So anyway, so my point is I'll be using a combination of both of those bags. So 1.5 cubic feet of potting mix, Dolomite garden lime, fertilizer, and I'll explain more about those in a minute, scissors, and you'll need scissors because they have zip ties that hold this in, which I've already cut. And so you'll need some scissors to cut the zip ties. Alrighty. So let's begin. It comes with this PVC pipe that you will actually pour water into this from your hose to water the plants. It comes with a mulch. I have not been using these. I've been using wood chips instead or bark, but it comes with that if you want. I actually did use these for when I was sprouting the seeds. I put these on until the seeds were sprouted just to give it some darkness and some heat. And the seeds sprouted very quickly doing that. And then when I noticed that they had sprouted, I took this off so that the seeds could get some chlorophyll and not get leggy, so the plants wouldn't be leggy. And then it comes with these wheels. I actually have another wheel over here. So the first thing you do is put the wheels on. They just pop in like that. And the wonderful thing is there are no holes on the bottom of this. And the problem I had with growing on a patio previously was drainage out of the planter onto the patio, making my paint all stained. And this, you don't have to worry about that. No drilling holes in the bottom for drainage. So that's wonderful. Okay, hold on just a second. Okay, just wanted to make sure you were able to see the whole operation. Okay, so we put that in, and then the next thing we put in is this grate. This is called the aerating screen, and this provides, the holes provide oxygen for the roots of the plants. And so when you put water in this PVC pipe here, the water will go underneath the aerating screen. How do I have this right? Yes, I do have this right. Okay. The water will go underneath the aerating screen, and it takes about 3 days for us to run out of water. So we have to fill up the pipe. We fill up with water just about every 3 days. It goes up to about the level of the aerating screen. A little bit lower, so there's a layer of oxygen, and that provides nutrients for the plants, and then the soil goes here. So that's what we're going to do next, is fill this up with soil. And put on my gloves. All right. Okay, I think I can do this without hurting my back. I'm going to move the camera back a little bit. Just going to put a little bit in right now. You're going to want to have a source of water nearby. I've got my watering can. Just going to moisten up the soil a little bit, because you're now going to take this and pack it into the corners like this. You want it a little moist, so that the water, when you pour the water in the reservoir, it'll be able to wick up. Okay. How's it looking there? I need to move this back a bit. And fill it up a little bit more. I'm going to be putting the soil in layers, because there's some amendments that we're going to put in the soil. Probably won't need the Miracle Grow. This looks like it's going to be enough for this one. Okay. So I put too much in here to start off with. So I'm going to put some back into the bag. And that's just part of the problem, having back control problems. I wasn't strong enough to keep the flow of the soil going in here. Okay, now we're going to add the lime. And here is my bag of lime. I bought this at Ace Hardware. It's called Soil Doctor Pulverized Garden Lime. I've been able to test this out, and it works great. So you go according to the instructions on the brochure that comes into the package, but I measured it out. I think it asked for 2 pounds. I'll double check for you, but this is a 2-cup Tupperware, and I filled it up 2/3. That's how much has correlates with how much they say to put in there, and it has worked out just fine. I've used it in all of my pots over there as well, just about the same ratio. Okay, so let's take a look at the brochure here, and they're asking for 1 pound of the garden lime. And see, you have the instructions right here, and you'll add a thin layer of that and spread it evenly on the top here. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to add the rest of our soil. You might want to moisten the soil a little bit more. I should have done it before I added the lime. Okay. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is add the fertilizer. On the brochure here, it shows that you're going to put a trench in the middle here, or a ditch, and then pour the fertilizer in. That's 2 to 3 cups of fertilizer. But that's if you're going to plant your plants on the sides here, like I have on those other boxes that I showed you, where I have the beets on the one side and the kale on the other side. But this time I'm going to try something different, because I want to put I'm planting a tomato, and I want to put my tomato here in the middle. And they said you can configure the fertilizer in different ways on here. So that's what I'm going to do this time. I'm going to make just 2 trenches here, and I'm going to put some fertilizer here and here so that I can plant my tomato plant here in the middle. So let's go get the fertilizer. And just like with the lime, I was able to use this and fill it just about the same. It's 2 to 3 cups, and so I'm doing 2 cups. My soil is already supplemented, so I didn't feel like I needed the 3 cups, and that seems to have worked. The fertilizer I got also at Ace, and it's right green fertilizer, and it says 10, 10, 10. And on the brochure it says just make sure that the middle number is higher than the 2 side numbers or the same. So I have the same, and it works just fine. And as you can see here, you can't see here because I didn't show it to you. As you can see here, this is a fertilizer. It shows it works for vegetables, and so far so good. And I'm in Central Florida. It says it works for Florida gardens, and it seems to have been great for it. And it's a 10, 10, 10. 10 nitrogen, phosphate, potassium. Okay? I don't understand the exact chemistry of this. I'm not a master gardener. I've just been following the instructions, and so far so good. I've had great results. So if anybody has any comments they want to make to the contrary of what I'm doing, that's fine. I would love to learn more tips from you. And let's see if I can get this camera. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so I'm going to pour a little here. Just kind of work it in a little bit, and pour some here, and work it in a little bit. Maybe I'll do some on the sides too. I guess you put it out here so it leaches in, but doesn't burn the roots right away. Okay. And then you put some more on the top, more soil on the top. And again, I forgot to moisten the soil with my watering can. I should have done that as we were going along. I'll do that next. All right. No need to water from the surface with an established plant. The first couple of days you'll want to just sprinkle a little bit on the surface if you're doing seeds. This is the last time I'll have to water on the surface. All right, I'm gonna go get my tomato plant. I'll be right back. Alrighty, so this tomato plant is a taste tumbler. I've never grown this kind before. Just picked it up at Lowe's. Looks like I've got a few little tomatoes already growing on this, so that's exciting to me. And when I plant tomatoes, I plant them sideways. So what I'll do is I'll tear off the bottom limbs or branches or whatever you want to call them. I'll tear those off. I'm thinking I might even take this guy off here. Where's my scissors? It's a sacrifice, but I think it's a sacrifice that I want to make, just to give it more depth in the soil. Now I'm not going to plant it in the center. I'm going to dig the hole over here, and I'm going to lay it so that it'll appear like it's coming up through the center. So you can see the hole I dug for it, and I'm going to pour some water in that. Where I live in Central Florida, you always, whoops, you knock over the camera with the watering can. That's what you do. Nope. All right, let's see if that ended my video. Nope. My camera guy is doing his schoolwork right now, so I'm flying solo.
Oh, I could help you.
We're almost done. Thank you, though. Okay. So we always put ample water in the hole. That's what we do here. See, now I've got it laying sideways, or lying sideways, and it's going to appear that it's coming from the middle here. Cover him up. I'm going to take that I know it's sad that I'm butchering this plant, but I think it'll do better in the long run if I do. Okay. Give it a little more water. And now I'm going to put some mulch on top of it. And I have an Aeration. Oops. My mic back on. I have. Oh, sorry guys. Okay. Hope that's not hard on your ears. I'm trying to adjust my mic, which I had to take off when I went to go get the bag of mulch. All right. So this is a cypress mulch, and I haven't had any trouble with it on my other plants. They seem to love it. I have some agriscaping in the front yard that has edible landscaping, like Florida cranberry, roselle, hibiscus plants, and sweet potatoes that are decorative. And I use the cypress mulch on that as well. So if you have an HOA that's unfriendly to gardening, like I am seeing trends, we don't have anything in our covenant saying we can't garden, but we do have subjective opinions in our HOA, our Agricultural Control Committee. Some are for it and some are against it, and I have just decided to master patio gardening. And it's easier anyway because I don't have to trench out to the backyard. I'm close to my water supply. I'm close to the back door so that I remember the garden. I can see it from my dining room window, so then I remember that I need to take care of it. I can see when the white flies are flying around and I need to take care of the white flies and everything. So that's why I really like this setup. It's clean. It's easy to keep clean. It's easy for my old bones to work at this level instead of having to crouch over in the backyard. So there it is. I'm going to show you what it's like when I fill it up with the water, and then we'll be finished. All right, as promised, we're going to show you how to water. So I have this little setup here. You've probably seen it on other videos. That's my drip system in my other container garden. And this is another one I set up last week. And we're going to get the hose and I'm going to show you how to water. Not that you can't figure it out yourself, it's really easy. There is something I do want to point out. So it takes probably about 30 seconds to get it filled up. Let me put this down closer to the pipe. And when it is done, when it is full, the water will come out through there. And because the dirt isn't in the water reservoir, you're not going to get the muddy, yucky stuff that you would get when you're container gardening with holes drilled on the bottom of the pot. So I'll just put that there and you'll be able to see when it's full. Should be pretty soon. There you go. And you won't have to do any more watering for about 3 more days. Thank you for watching, everybody.